So another aspect which we will be doing is the technical drawing. So for the technical drawing, there's this manual which is already being provided to all of you. You're supposed to be using the same template, and you can take a printout of that, or you can even draw it on a paper, and we can use the outline and we can start making technical drawings manually for any outfit that we wish. Okay, so right now what I'm going to show you is this one particular garment. Okay, so basically you see this is an outfit which is like, it's a two-piece outfit. You have a top and a skirt, and then we're just going to like divide this, and we are going to create the technical drawings for this based on this particular template that we have. Now, most important thing is, while we do a technical drawing, you have to make sure that we use a tracing sheet. Okay, so even this drawing I have actually done on a tracing sheet, and this is basically, you can see that it's a drawing which is done on a croquet, stylized one. So we are going to be doing a simple flat outline. So a flat drawing is what we are going to do. So for that, what we are supposed to do is we are going to take tracing sheet, and the tracing sheet that we take, generally we will be folding it right in the center, considering that most of our outfits are symmetrical. So what we do is, the symmetry line is something which we will be marking right in the center of this template that we have, and then using that we are going to be actually looking at our image. So whatever is the outfit that we have to draw, we are going to use that, and then we are just going to be starting to make the same outfit but on the template that we are following. Okay, so that is how you do a technical drawing. So let's get started with this process right now. So one thing is, ideally we use a micro tip point pen or pencil for making these technical drawings rather than a regular pencil, because it is because of the smaller nib and everything, it works much better. So we'll be using something like that which is easy for us to handle. So now I've kept the center line over here right on the axis of the template that I have. I have my drawing of the croquet or the garment very next to me. So looking at this, I'm just going to start drawing the technical flat for this. So for the flat, I can see that this is basically, it's got a very small short collar. So there's a sort of like a Chinese collar style, and it's a sleeveless garment. So we are just going to go ahead, start drawing first the neckline, which is not right at the tip. We can see that it is coming over here. So we'll start with one axis. Okay, and we can see that we're just going to go ahead. It doesn't come all the way till the end, so I'm going to make the outline only so much. And this is sleeveless, which means it comes right under the armhole. So we are going to be doing a double line over here, because we know that the front and the back armholes are definitely having a different measurement. So we will be marking it likewise as well. Okay, and once we have that, we can see that this is a much more free flowing, which means it's going sort of like, an A-line style. So considering that, we will be basically putting the design likewise. So once the armhole is done for the front and the back, we'll be doing the rest of the outfit over here in the form of an A-line style. So we start from here, and we're just taking it quite straight without giving much of a flare and everything. And you can see that this is a top which is coming slightly below the hip line, which means it finishes somewhere over here. Okay, so this is where it finishes. So we mark this point, and then from here we can straight connect our lines. Okay, and since there's a very light flare, I'm just going to be drawing a very simple flare, not too much dramatical, just like this. Okay, on one side, and then I'm just going to like connect it to show on the other side, and then there's this continuation of the pleat which I'm giving. Also, according to the design, I can see that there are 5 pleats. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one being in the center. So we draw one line over here in the center, and then we draw one and a second line, which is sort of like radiating. Okay, so this one is basically how you have the pleat specified over here. So I'm just going to be also connecting the back collar now. So with this, which is finished, I'm going to finish the other side. Since most of the outfits are symmetrical, what we are going to do is we'll fold one half and then we are going to trace it on the other side. So for that, we'll fold right in the center axis. The symmetry or the balance line. And we can see the other half over here very clearly. So you can keep it like on a very plain paper on a surface, and then we'll just copy the same thing. So we get them even. Otherwise, there's a high chance that it can go wrong. So when we spread it out over here, we can see that we have one complete outfit which is completely symmetrical on all the sides. Okay, so we have the front armhole, we have the back armhole, we have the front neck, the back neck, and we can see the flare on the front and the back. So this is basically the top which we have done in a very simplified and an easy form. Okay, similarly, if we have to do the skirt, we are going to start doing the skirt from the lower torso, not from the upper torso, but from the lower torso. So what we can do is, we'll keep the design again over here, and let's use the lower torso part. So we are keeping again the balance line right at the center. Okay, the fold which I had done, I'm keeping that right in the center. And we're going to start drawing the skirt. So we can see that the skirt is over here, which means we're going to start drawing from the waistline. Let us start from marking the waistline first and a small waistband. Okay, and then we can see that it is sort of like, you know, a very simple pencil kind of a skirt. So we can follow the outline of the body, take it down straight. It is going below the knee. So let's take the line below the knee and we will stop it there. Okay, so once we have done with this, we can see that there is a slit in the center of the knee, in the center of the skirt. So we'll just mark a slit line over here. That's it. And now we have the outline. What we are going to do is we'll fold and reverse the same thing on the other half. So fold it right along the center and reverse. Okay, so when we are doing this one, one of the most important factors which we need to see is we have to show the effect of the fold. Okay, so we will be drawing the lines slightly asymmetrical, which means one above the other. So just to show the line how it goes, so we'll draw one over here and then the other one comes slightly down so we can see the structure, and then we draw the other half of our skirt. And even here we will draw the back. Okay, so in this part we can see that there is a button which is shown, which is slightly a long slit and a button. So we try to draw the button exactly the same way, 3 buttons on one side. Okay, so we have the skirt and we have the outline. Now basically once we have these two, then we are going to be starting to draw a little more detailed outline of the back and the front with the closures and zippers and everything like that. Okay, so that's how we get started with doing the technical drawing.